Well, last night was the first big debate of the 2016 presidential election between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. I'm joined by Paul Weber. He's our president and CEO of Family Policy Alliance. Paul, great to have you here.
Thank you, Kim. It's great to be with you today.
Well, what did you think of last night?
Well, it certainly was a show for prime time, wasn't it? Estimates are up to almost 100 million viewers. But there was something I was looking for, and there's a word that kept going through my mind last night, Kim, and that was the word statesmanship. Perhaps it's just because just a few short months ago, we brought 26 bright men and women into our Statesman Academy and trained and talked about how to be a Christian statesman. Last night, I fear I didn't see a lot of statesmanship on the stage or on the screen. Instead, what we saw a very well-rehearsed, scripted 30-year politician sticking to her lines, deflecting hard questions, and at the same time not answering certain questions. On the other side, we saw someone who started to answer questions and then over time became defensive and abrupt and didn't really address the issues from a concrete way. Kim, what we're seeing here is presidential politics play out in a season that has many of us frustrated. One party stands for everything that we're opposed to. They are for the continuance of abortion, the undermining of the family, the overtaxation of the family. Another party stands for the issues we believe in fervently: protection of the family, the furtherance of life, the furtherance of free market economics. That's the party platform of the Republican Party. And yet, at the top of the ticket, Christians are left frustrated and wondering. And it is a hard place to be right now, and I certainly can understand it.
And yet we have literally thousands of down-ticket races that people can vote on where they can make their voice heard. Talk a little bit about that.
You know, Kim, we are blessed as Christians to, first of all, participate in all elections across the world. That is not so. So first and foremost, we are called to vote regardless. We have that wonderful privilege to vote. And I'm imploring our folks to get out and vote. Understand where the critical down ballot races are in your state. There are plenty of men and women who stand for your values that need your vote. Get out and vote. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't vote at the top of the ticket. What I'm saying is when it comes to the top of the ticket, choose the candidate that most closely aligns to your values and vote accordingly. And if you do that, I'm comfortable and confident that voting both up ballot and down ticket will make a significant difference in this upcoming election.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that Christians are frustrated because that's what I'm hearing as well. Yeah. They need more information. Where can they get that?
Well, Kim, two wonderful allies and friends of ours, both Bob Vanderplatz, who runs the Iowa Family Policy Council, and John Stenberger, who runs the Florida Family Policy Council, will be participating in a forum next Tuesday evening. That forum will talk to Christians about the frustrations we're facing in this present election cycle and talk about it from a Christian perspective. You know, Kim, most importantly, the thing that we have to stand up for is understanding that Christians of good conscience will disagree on this issue. And mostly, we have to make sure we don't attack each other in that. Christians of good conscience can come together, can exercise their right to vote, can engage in the system, and still be at odds with one another. But it doesn't mean we should attack each other publicly. Kim, this election, more than anything else, puts into contrast the need for Christians to stay engaged, not only around election season, but in between. And as I mentioned earlier, Family Policy Alliance is raising up statesmen, men and women who want to engage politics and bring about transformation from a Christian perspective. We are involved with 38 states, nearly 40 states across the country that are working day to day on behalf of the body of Christ to preserve our values and promote our issues within the state legislatures. Now is not the time to go silent. Now is the time to be engaged. And I'm going to encourage my friends out there to participate, watch that conference that's going to take place on Tuesday night. Kim, can you share a little bit more of the details about that and how our friends can log into that?
Absolutely. It's a live streaming forum on Tuesday, October 4th from 7 to 8:30 Eastern Time. It's called An Honest Discussion About a Difficult Election, which I think is really where a lot of people are. And there will be a lot of great people there. Bishop Harry Jackson, Bill Wichterman, Bob Vanderplatz from our Iowa Family Policy Council, the family leader, as well as John Stemberger from the Florida Family Policy Council. And if you'll look at the bottom of this video in the extra information, we'll give you everything you need to go there. It'll also be included in our weekly email and on our website. Paul, it is always a pleasure to have you here. Thanks so much for your insights today.
Kim, thank you very much. And I'd like to say thank you to our viewers. Thank you for your passion and interest. Thank you for your support of Family Policy Alliance that allows us day by day to strive for a nation where God is honored. Religious freedom flourishes, life is cherished, and families thrive. God bless you, and thanks, Kim.